Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Esther chapter 4 and a little bit about Esther. If you don't know, she was a Jew. She got appointed queen because the original queen had got casted out or whatever, and pretty much the king had casted like a appeal or something it's called against all the Jews to, I guess, kill them and stuff. But God used Esther to change the king's opinion. And chapter 4 pretty much focuses on the fasting part of it and just the faith aspect of it. So all of the Jews were in distress, and in the Bible it says that they were fasting and praying and mourning because they had a decree set out against them to kill all of them. And Mordecai, which was among the Jews who had a relationship with Esther, he put on sackcloth and ashes, and he went to the king's gates and he wept, and he got Esther's attention. Esther didn't know about it, but Mordecai pretty much told Esther what all was happening. And Esther was a Jew, and Esther, she was afraid to go to the king because she said that anyone who goes to the king and has not been called is automatically put to death. And she was fearful of going to the king in his presence. But Mordecai was pretty much adamant about her going because Mordecai knew that the Lord would save them either way. But he was saying that she was put there for them, for her to save them. He had a tremendous faith because he deeply believed that God had sent her there just so that she could be the one to save them, because he had faith in Jesus. And then Esther, she came up with a plan to gather everyone together and fast and pray on her behalf so that everything would go well and so that they can be saved. And honestly, I just want to talk about the Jews' viewpoint because the king just declared a decree against them to kill all of them. And they was fasting and praying, so I know that they was in deep distress, and I know that they was fearful, and I know that they probably thought that there was no coming out of it. But Mordecai, he had the faith, and he was the one who made the effort to go to Esther and even talk to her and to persuade her that she was the one who would deliver them. So sometimes in life, you just need encouragement, and that's why it's so important to just go to the gathering and go to church and things of that sort for encouragement on the plan that God has for your life. But yeah, I know that they all was scared, and Esther was their hope at that time. And Esther ordered for them to fast and pray together. And this lets me know that there is strength in numbers. And as believers and as a church, we shall all be fasting and praying for one another, not allowing for people to, just sink, or not allowing for people to just stray away from God. But in the Bible, it says that you should reach out to those people and that you should make sure that they are okay. But there is strength in numbers, and you can always pray and fast on someone else's behalf, and you should always do that because we're all in this together. And praying and fasting attracts God's attention because God, he wants us to pray to him. And then fasting just deepens it because you're giving your fleshly desires to God. And so it deepens it, and then God, he hears you. He hears you without fasting, but with fasting, he most definitely gonna hear you. And we should always remember that we are all one body under Christ. So if one person is hurting, then we should do something to help and to heal that other body part. The best way to do that is to fast and pray. So we should always listen out for the voice of God and for the direction and guidance of God, so that he can lead us in any fast he has for us, and to pray for anyone who he wants us to pray for, because there is number in prayer. So I would say just make sure, if you do have a prayer life or if you're gaining one, to ask God to help you to include other people in your prayers, so that you can just build one another and be there for one another. Amen.